90 minutes away from a national championship. For one storied program, the opportunity marks a new height. For the other, it's familiar territory. Notre Dame, Maryland. They've reached college soccer's biggest stage. The next 90 minutes will determine who will lay claim to being the nation's #1 college soccer team. Chance for Notre Dame here to make it one, and it is. Patrick Hodan picking up his 10th of the year.
We came into this year wanting to leave a legacy, and I think there's no better way to do that than to win a national championship.
Mullins strikes, and this may just send them to the NCAA College Cup.
We've got a great history in Maryland soccer, and we're trying to create our own legacy.
The Men's College Cup Finals begins now. Notre Dame in white, Maryland in black. It's game on here for a national title. The Fighting Irish getting set to take on the Terrapins. Again, a reminder, these two teams played on Friday night. Temperature in the 30s here. Your referee, Chico Grajeda, as the wonderfully talented Dan Metzger playing away from pressure. Mikey Ambrose now for Maryland. Schuma. And good defensive work there by Connor Klakota. Cicerelli, as that one is cleared away by Maryland. Luke Mishu off the throw now. Cicerelli flicks it in, and it's collected by Zach Steffen. They are calling it the save, the 88th minute save he made from Brian James of Virginia when the score was 2-1. Absolutely phenomenal piece of goalkeeping that helped them to get to this final. And maybe, Taylor, the nation's top 2 soccer players on display today, Patrick Mullins and Harrison Shipp for Notre Dame.
There's no doubt about it, but you talk about that save from Steffen. That was a huge save, and he's in line to be that 3rd freshman goalkeeper in Maryland history to win a national championship. 2005, Chris Seitz. 2008, Zach McMath.
Wonderful look at Bobby Clarke. They call him the boss. First year in the ACC, he was a coach of the year. He's 68 years of age. And Sasho Surovsky, 21st season at Maryland. He has won 2 national championships. Bobby Clarke seeking out his first. So you've got 2 wonderful programs led by 2 wonderful coaches.
Amazing to think that Bobby Clarke has never won a national championship, Glenn.
Good point. Got very close with Stanford. Also coached at Dartmouth. Cicerelli flicking that one forward. There is Zach Steffen.
Be very interesting to watch. You brought it up. The game was Friday night. Now you only have 36 hours to prepare. A ton of emotion on the field. Represent your school, particularly the seniors, Glenn. This may be the last game you play for a lot of these seniors. How do they control those emotions early on?
And there's one of them, Mullins getting a cross in. Tsubasa Endo was in there. Another ball clipped into the far post, a header. Still loose in the box. Patrick Wall had come off his line for Notre Dame. So Maryland, real pressure here. Endo now. Hit that glorious ball to Mullins. The distribution and the service to Patrick Mullins and some of the quality of passes out of midfield for Maryland, exceptional on their 2 goals against Virginia. Call comes in, and a little bit of confusion there between Van de Steel. Let's take a look at the Northwestern Mutual Planning for Success for both Maryland and Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame, more Shipp. And according to Bobby Clarke and the Notre Dame coaches, they felt he needed more service than he had against New Mexico. Can he get involved early on in this game? And then for Maryland, Notre Dame is so difficult to break down. And Friday night versus New Mexico, they were too narrow. Maryland wants to get this ball wide early on. We've actually seen that in the first 4 minutes of this game, Glenn.
Yeah, is this a snapshot of the game tonight here, a little bit deeper defending Notre Dame against Maryland?
Well, they like to funnel you inside and play to their strengths of those 2 blocks of 4 defensively, but I felt like at times New Mexico, when they got it out wide, they caused problems. Today for Maryland, that ball needs to go wide early on and try to break down that back 4 of Notre Dame.
Maryland fans here in a big way, as they always are. And to be fair, Notre Dame's going up against another level of striker here today. Mullins and Shipp are both up for the #1 soccer player in the nation, the award called the Mac Herman Award. Mullins won it last year, trying to make it 2 consecutive. Schuma is elusive, and he's going towards the end line, tries to get the cross in, and it'll be a throw into Maryland. Terrapins, 3-time national champions, come into this one 11 wins in a row. Raley's cross is blocked. Endo whips in a cross. Just went over the head of Patrick Mullins. Drove that in with real force. Again, the clock ticking down in the college game. Unlimited substitutions. In the first half, there was no re-entry. In the second half, you can re-enter once, but these teams, Notre Dame only using 1 substitute in their semifinal match. For Maryland, you'll likely see Jake Pace, Alec Schinsky. Very deep team. Denke, freshman center back. Mullins tries to help it on. Schuma. And again, cleared by Grant Van de Castile.
Talk about penetrating balls to try to break down Notre Dame. These are the kind of balls we did not see Friday night from New Mexico. And that is what happens when you get that ball wide, then switch the point of attack. It opens up those 2 front runners for Maryland.
Zach Steffen whacks it over the halfway line. And Taylor, let's talk about the importance of left back Max Lakawecki getting back in the lineup here for Notre Dame, because he missed the semifinals. Big piece to their team.
No doubt about it. I felt like Connor Miller did a wonderful job stepping in for his first start, but you look at the success of Notre Dame over the last 2 years. A big reason, Glenn, is this starting back 4 has been together for those 2 years.
And here's one member of it, Mishu. Notre Dame loves to get their 2 outside backs into the attack, and here's Lakawecki, bothered by a ankle injury. So it'll be interesting to see how much he can get forward in this one. Harrison Shipp, here he is, top of the box. One of his first touches of the game. Just so difficult for New Mexico to defend him. Over the top, watch out. Patrick Mullins, he's isolated one-on-one. Van de Castile with a huge play, a confidence-building tackle for Notre Dame. But again, you see how wonderful Patrick Mullins can pull out away from the ball to become a target. Cicerelli now for Notre Dame. Shipp keeps the play moving. This is Notre Dame at its best right now. Luke Mishu. Mishu's cross to the far post. Endo will clear it. So a bit of a counter pressure-wise here from Notre Dame when it comes to pressing. It's warmed up considerably here today to make these conditions good, up to 39 degrees. But Friday night, that was a different story. My partner, I had to chop him out of ice this morning. He looked like he was cryogenically frozen.
I just jumped off the bridge, jumped into the river to warm up.
But these are great conditions here today, Taylor.
Oh, they lucked out. Friday night, we were talking about maybe having 4 to 5 inches of snow.
Cicerelli's down, clutching his shoulder. Advantage is played. Harrison Shipp trying to get a shot off. And a real problem here right now, because a big piece of the Notre Dame attack is Vince Cicerelli, and he looks in real trouble here.
When we saw Friday night against Virginia, immediately when the ball turns over, Endo has a wonderful eye for that ball over the top. But this is where Castillo and I think O'Malley watched the game Friday night and understood immediately when that ball turns over, maybe take 2 steps back to cover that ball over the top. And Cicerelli landing very hard on that shoulder. Just a huge part of the success of Notre Dame. He doesn't get the accolades, obviously, of the Harrison Shipps and Hodans of the world, and rightfully so, they're scoring the goals, but a big part of it has been the junior from Peoria, Illinois, just how good he's been of just being a target, Glenn, the big body up front and opening space underneath for Harrison Shipp.
By the way, he had the lone Notre Dame goal in the 1-1 draw with Maryland at Alumni Field in South Bend when they met during the regular season.
I think the key for Notre Dame today is to try to get Harrison Shipp closer to goal. We saw him be extremely effective in the semifinal with the limited touches that he had. But this is an interesting sub here for Bobby Clarke. This is early on in the first half. Yeah, I'm not sure you really want to bring on. That's a tough sub.
Well, it's a player that was the only other player to get minutes the other night. Leon Brown for Notre Dame will come on, a senior, 5'11" from Massachusetts, putting on that mask. So some vital minutes now for Leon Brown.
Well, how often, Glenn, in finals and cup finals we see early injuries? Remember 2009, Javier Morales for Real Salt Lake was injured, came off. It changes your plans as a coach. It changes the dynamic of your team. This is a big one. Leon Brown is a very versatile player. We saw it actually this year for Sporting KC. Roselle had to come out 5 minutes into the MLS Cup.
Could change a team's confidence as well.
Yeah, I think it changes the way they play. Leon Brown is more of a winger, can play out wide. So now does that change the way Notre Dame plays? Do they maybe become a little bit more direct and look for that ball and get to the speed of Leon Brown in behind?
Well, it's tough for them to see such a big piece of their team walk off the field so early in this one, and he is headed to the locker room, Vince Cicerelli. So one wonders what is in store for him today. He looks in some real pain. Second ball picked up here by Maryland. Mullins, top of the box. Can come up with that one idea, that one play to change a game. Clarke for Notre Dame. And Leon Brown's first touch and first pass is a good one. Lakawecki has cut inside this time and cleared away. Holding his arm, very funny there, Vince Cicerelli. To the end line, Notre Dame will square it back. Beautifully tucked in was the left back. Ambrose, Shipp's shot, save! Zach Steffen in a flash. Harrison Shipp picked out a corner, and Zach Steffen was just better.
Well, and this is exactly what you want from your senior, Harrison Shipp. You look and your forward partner comes out due to injury. You got to be active. You have to be effective. This is a ridiculous save from Steffen. We saw that Friday night against Virginia. That is a great save from the freshman. And in a big game when nerves are a part of it, how about that being your first touch?
Short corner here. Maybe a shooting opportunity for Notre Dame. Shot is blocked and cleared. It was scissored out of there.
Wow. It's a great save. He's really come into his own, particularly in this playoff run.
I was struck by how youthful he was. I got in the elevator at the hotel this morning with Zach Steffen, and just wonderful presence. Just talked about the excitement of being in a final here today, and boy, has he lived up to it. 8 shutouts on the year. Notre Dame off the corner now. And we've got a whistle from Chico Grajeda. Some pushing and shoving in and around Zach Steffen. Steffen is from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and was a member of the Philadelphia Union Academy, and of course the Union play right here at PPL Park. Second corner for Notre Dame. It's blocked, there'll be a throw-in. Harrison Shipp cut down outside the box. Another free kick for Notre Dame. So right now, a little bit of a nervy period here for Maryland, Taylor.
Yeah, and I think it's actually a better reaction from Notre Dame. You talk about that confidence dealing with the Cicerelli injury. They've responded very strong.
Lakota stands over it.
Keep an eye on Van de Castile trying to get right in front of Zach Steffen.
So does Evan Pankin. Lakota swings it into the 6. Van de Castile was there. Lob back into the box, and Steffen's going to come off his line. Took a bit of a nudge and spilled it, and there's going to be a free kick. Was Grajeda quick to blow a whistle on this, Taylor?
Oh no, but good pressure from Notre Dame. Putting pressure, particularly on the freshman goalkeeper. Steffen, big, strong, coming out. Listen, I've always said that I've always felt the goalkeepers get the benefit of the doubt, and Zach Steffen may have gotten one here. I'm not sure there's anything else Nick Beasler can do.
NCAA women's volleyball coverage continues with the national semifinals Thursday at 7:30 on ESPN2. For more information, NCAA women's volleyball championships, visit ncaa.com. It's your home for all 89 NCAA championships at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Notre Dame has lots of creative weapons, so does Maryland. And we were very impressed not only with the goals that Notre Dame produced against New Mexico, but we were also very impressed, Taylor, with how they defended, and you described it as a very professional performance.
Yeah, they came in. I felt like it was very difficult up front for Cicerelli and Shipp. They had numbers behind the ball. It was an early mistake from New Mexico, gifted Notre Dame their first one.
Harrison Shipp playing a part of both of the goals in that game, scored by Patrick Hodan. He has had the first clear chance of this game, had picked out a corner, if not for the spectacular stay from Zach Steffen, the freshman goalkeeper from Maryland. Shielded out by number 28, Chris Odui-Atsum, only a freshman. According to Sasho Surovsky, has learned on the job, but boy, those two young freshmen center back, Taylor, they are athletic.
Odui-Atsum is almost by default. He's more of a fullback, but due to injuries in preseason, Sasho had no other choice other than play him in the middle.
Mikey Ambrose now coming forward. Sowers got stripped. And agree a lot with you, Taylor, here. Notre Dame seems to be the more confident team after the injury to Cicerelli. Good look at Mike Sowers, DC United Academy product. Had a goal against Cal in the quarterfinal win for Maryland. Diagonal ball, the idea was there. Shipp wanted it to the far post. That one played in by number 15, Evan Pankin, a sophomore from Edina, Minnesota.
You know, we talk about Cicerelli coming out early in the game. That puts the onus on Liam Brown to be prepared to come into the game, have an effect. He's come in here and done very well. His first touch has been clean. He's been holding the ball, been very strong. But I think the speed of his now maybe opens up a little bit more space for Harrison Shipp underneath.
Ambrose. Delivery comes in. Swing and a miss, and boy, the person who took the brunt of that was Connor Clarke, slow to get up for Notre Dame. Nice give and go, top of the box. Swing and a miss from Van de Castile. But how about that coming inside was number 12, Jeremy Raley, and there's that target and that pace that you just spoke about, Taylor, with Harrison Shipp trying to pick out best. Leon Brown. Michoud now driving down the right side for Notre Dame, gets across and is going to earn another corner. Third of the game for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Patrick Hodan to go take it with that left foot. 6 straight games he has scored a goal in. Ball falls in the box. Clarke now. Harrison Shipp. Wonderful ball out wide by Shipp. Patrick Hodan, a little bit of a shake and bake and almost split 2 defenders.
He's not shy whatsoever in those dynamic positions. 1-on-1, taking players on. He's confident, and why not? You should be. You've scored in 6 straight games.
Brookfield, Wisconsin is where Patrick Hodan hails from. Ball still loose in the box and out for a goal kick. Patrick Hodan, Bobby Clarke, his coach said, quote, he's Superman when he puts a uniform on. He certainly has been in the last 6 games. Goals in 6 straight. 4 NCAA games in a row with a goal.
I think what he does very well is obviously he plays in a wide midfield position, but his understanding to get his fullbacks forward, particularly Michoud behind him, he tucks inside, and that really puts an onus on that defensive midfielder on the opposing team of picking up now not only Harrison Shipp, but then Patrick Hodan coming in the middle.
Maryland now in the final third here. Cross is blocked, and they'll get a corner. So up and down. First corner of the game for Maryland as the spotlight on that man, number 15, Patrick Mullins from New Orleans, Louisiana, who is an 18-goal scorer. Maryland loads the box up. Here comes a delivery. Swung into the far post. Over everybody, it'll be a goal kick. Let's go now to the Maryland head coach, Sasho Cirovski. Sasho, how about your thoughts on the first few minutes in this one?
Yeah, I thought we started out very well. Had some good build-up, some good possessions, particularly on the right side of our field. I thought we've done a nice job on keeping an eye on Harrison and Ceccarelli. Unfortunately, looked like he got hurt, but Harry got loose on us once off the loose ball and got a good shot away. So we got to keep an eye on him, and we need more on our left side right now. So we'll be making a change soon.
Sasha, you came into this game trying to break down the back four of Notre Dame. You need to get the ball more wide, don't you think?
Yeah, I think on the right side, Taylor, we've gotten there a couple of times. We haven't had much on the left side right now. We've had a couple of opportunities to take the ball wide, and we've allowed them to funnel us inside, and that's something we have to avoid. We've got to get into the flanks.
Sasha, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thanks, gentlemen.
All right, Sasha Cirovski. 321 wins, 119 losses, 34 draws in 21 years at Maryland.
Glenn, every class since
Amazing
1998 has been to a College Cup.
Remarkable. Including you.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I know the stat, Glenn.
Remind me, that was a long time ago. What year was that? It might have been ancient.
Yeah, I'll show you my highlight reel after the game.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's about 10 seconds.
I've seen a few good highlights with you in it over my years. Lakawecki getting into the attack for Notre Dame, bends it to the far post, and again, beautiful positioning from Mikey Ambrose. Ambrose has done a wonderful job of tucking in as a left back to become a center back here to defend some of these crosses.
Well, that's a great point, Glenn, because that's what Patrick Hodam wants to do. That now allows the space for Mishu to overlap out wide. You know, Notre Dame is having a good job of getting in wide positions here. The problem now is that Cicerelli's out of the lineup. Leon Brown has to be more of a target player, like right here.
There he is. His touch was a bit heavy, but it still works out. Leon Brown now. Evan Pankin couldn't hold it in play. Maryland will get the throw in. So here's some notable Maryland Terrapins, but I think there's going to be a few more on that list as well. But boy, look at the names here. Maurice Adu, Omar Gonzalez. Graham Zusi just winning an MLS Cup with Sporting Kansas City. On and on we go.
Glenn, we've seen Alec Schinsky come into the game from Michael Sowers. We saw this kind of sub as well versus Virginia Friday night.
Here is Schinsky. Had an important goal against Cal. Knocks it back. Here's Ambrose. Well, what more can you say about Mikey Ambrose? Cross by Schinsky is blocked. Still Maryland in possession here. Another corner for the Terrapins. Ticking down towards the 20-minute mark. Their second of the game. There is Alec Schinsky, wearing number 9. 17th appearance out of York, Pennsylvania. Tsubasa Endo to deliver the cross. Headed back across face of goal. Another corner for Maryland. Endo to deliver the corner from Tokyo, Japan. That'll be a goal kick now to Notre Dame. Freshman sensation Jabari Parker and 8th-ranked Duke are on ESPNU tomorrow night at 7 Eastern as they host the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs at Cameron Indoor Stadium. That's tomorrow on ESPNU, 7 Eastern. You can also catch it live on Watch ESPN. Notre Dame goalkeeper Patrick Wall, 9 shutouts on the year out of Sugar Land, Texas. Had 5 saves against New Mexico, but none of them really troubling. Pankin has won it back for Notre Dame now. Metzger, Oduyatsum, Rayleigh now for Maryland. Direct ball dealt with by O'Malley at the back for Notre Dame. Mullins picks up quick ball there and without any hesitation, not afraid to shoot, but that shows you how this young man's brain is working. What a talent he is, Taylor.
Oh, he's just been so good, so big in big games in his entire career. To think when he scores in his career, Maryland is 32-1-5, tells you a whole lot about how big he is, how important he is for this team. But I'm going to say this, what are we, 25, 27 minutes into this game? He's had maybe 2 or 3 touches.
Not been around so far. Ball swung in, O'Malley tucked in beautifully. The header, second ball, who's going to be there? Notre Dame is. Metzger pushes it wide again to Ambrose, who's so important to initiating attacks for Maryland from the left back position. Schinsky now. His cross is hung up, dealt with by Pat Wall. So what did Virginia coach George Gelnevach say before the game about Patrick Mullins to us?
Well, he said Mullins 700 times in about a 5-minute conversation.
Absolutely. He said it was all about defending him, and basically after the 2-1 win from Maryland over Virginia, he said we were beat by Patrick Mullins. And of course, the save from Zach Steffen.
Glenn, we talked about Friday night. You look at the next level, and it tells you a lot about a player. Okay, the first year when you win the Mac Herman Award, okay, it's great, it's awesome. But the second year's, it's difficult. All the pressure's on you. Look at how he's responded this year with 18 goals, 8 assists, 6 game winners. He's a strong kid.
And here he is, fending off a defender, and he can do things like this with a soccer brain. Switch the point of attack to Ambrose. Endo came central. Allows these two outside backs to get forward for Maryland. Here's Raley now. Neither of these teams seem overawed by the big lights of being in a national championship game. Schinsky now. A first half sub to the end line. He's going to earn another corner. So that one desire to go at people earning corners via Alec Schinsky, number 9 for Maryland.
Well, we just talked to Sasho about 7 minutes ago, and what did he say? We need to get at them down the left-hand side. They're getting Schinsky in dangerous spots, but it's been that lack of the quality in the final third, that final ball, that's been hurting Maryland.
So can they do it off the set piece here, off the corner? In it comes, Wall goes up and picks it off with Schinsky in and around him, as well as Patrick Mullins. So some good safe handling there by the goalkeeper Pat Wall, who in the summertime was training with the Houston Dynamo of Major League Soccer, and then straight from training would head down to NASA for an internship.
That's only at Notre Dame, by the way.
Isn't that somewhat? I thought you did that 1 year.
Yeah, I went down to NASA to clean the bathrooms. I don't think it was an internship.
Well, you develop that wonderful work ethic. Here's O'Malley now. One of the tri-captains for Notre Dame. Lakawecki. And the throw's conceded here by Maryland. Pankin to take it. Harrison Shipp. Well, he gets that head up very quickly. Harrison Shipp sees things that others don't. So Taylor, some have tried to position this as a game between the two top players in the country, Patrick Mullins of Maryland and Harrison Shipp of Notre Dame. When you hear that, what do you say?
Well, I think it's also two of the best programs in the country this year, two of the hungriest programs. They were disappointed last year. Notre Dame, the #1 seed, losing in Indiana. And obviously Maryland, that disappointment in the semifinal versus Georgetown. And I think that inspired both schools to get back to this point. Got to keep in mind, they both tied for first in ACC League play as well. It's not a coincidence.
And drew their one meeting this year 1-1, so there's not a lot of difference between these two teams, and it might just be a play like from this man, Patrick Mullins.
I just look at it, Glenn. In these College Cup finals, because of the short turnaround from the semifinal to the final, it's often important that that first goal comes in the first half.
Wow, really almost got stripped. Yeah, that's a good point. Here's Harrison Shipp, who's gotten on the ball more than Patrick Mullins of Maryland so far in this one.
I'd just like to see the NCAA move the semifinals to Thursday night, Glenn. Give these players a better opportunity to rest up.
Lakota, this could be a shooting opportunity. Lakota over the top. Yeah, back to that point. I guess that's a yearly conversation we have around this time. So Jake Pace is going to come on now for Maryland.
You're starting to see now Harrison Shipp try to find some combination play in the middle. Recruita, Beasler, anyone trying to find some space.
Jake Pace, Schuma comes off for him. Incredibly competitive guy coming on up front. A big body, 6 goals on the year for Pace. You see him wearing the captain's armband. Tremendous relationship with Patrick Mullins. And by the way, he was a former state wrestling champion, so that might tell you a little bit about how he plays. Very aggressive and very competitive for Maryland. Dan Metzger from Staten Island on the ball for the Terrapins. Ambrose now is coming inside. Endo, Ambrose. Good play in small areas here from Maryland right now, and they've found a bit of space. Mullins lays it on. Endo's shot is blocked. Van de Castile breaking out of there, out of Plano, Texas. Harrison Ship. Important intervention from Alec Schinsky. Ticking down towards 12 minutes left here in the first half. Steffen, who pulled off a huge save against Harrison Ship of Notre Dame. Raley now. Endo. Itisha. Schinsky. Boy, he had a wide open left back Ambrose behind him. I don't know why he didn't give him the ball, because he had acres of space. Here's Ambrose now, who's going to get the cross in. And it'll be a throw into Notre Dame. Redshirt junior Jeremy Raley off the throw. Here's Pace. Looked like he was trying to earn a corner off the legs of a Notre Dame defender, and he has done that. Taylor, Maryland has not looked especially dangerous off these corners.
No, but that's also credit to Notre Dame. They're so solid in the back, and then with that block of 4 midfielders in front of them, it's just very difficult for Mullins, Schuma, Pace, whoever's up front for Maryland to find some angles.
And you can see Notre Dame zoning it off defensively on this corner. Shot is cleared off the line. Second ball, it's in. Who is it but Patrick Mullins? He has scored to put the Terrapins up 1-0.
And on the initial play, Glenn, Schinsky hits this. This looks like a handball. That's 100%. It's not even a question. Referee misses the first one, and luck is on Maryland's side. That Mullins stays alive. It's done what he's done his entire career at University of Maryland, in the right spot at the right time. 1-0 Maryland.
Instinctive finish. His 19th of the year, and it was only moments ago you said he had not been involved in the game, and once again he's a difference maker. So when Maryland scores, they are 32-1-5 when Patrick Mullins scores. So a stat that we had mentioned earlier. So that's a stat that Notre Dame fans are not going to want to look at, although it was done once.
Oh, you look at this. I mean, this is Patrick Holden. First off, it's a handball. Second off, that's a red card. I mean, the referee is standing there. You see him. He's 5 yards from that post. That's a handball on Patrick Holden and a red card. Notre Dame lucky.
And Maryland not seemingly too upset by it because they
well,
did
they
get their
were
goal.
initially, though. But when you look at it, yeah, of course, for Patrick Mullins staying alive, staying with the play, playing until the whistle, credit to him. But Maryland would have gotten a red card and a penalty.
Begs the question, do you want the goal or do you want the penalty and the red card? Because you still got to go to the
always want
penalty
the goal.
spot.
You
There
always
you
want
go.
the goal. Still a bad call, though, Glenn.
Maybe swallowed the whistle. Yeah, could have altered the game with 10 men in a bigger way. But here's Notre Dame now on a set piece trying to pull back into this one here with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half. It'll be a throw into Maryland. The season-long journey comes to an end as Mount Union and Wisconsin Whitewater meet in Salem, Virginia to decide the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. NCAA Division III Championship presented by Northwestern Mutual Friday, 7 Eastern on ESPNU. Also live on Watch ESPN. Makawecki now. He does not seem to be his normal self, Taylor, going forward from that left back position. But here he is now, and he can add to the attack. It's a good ball into Brown. Still Brown. Cleared away. The safety by Ambrose. So Patrick Mullins, who scored in the 1-1 draw during the regular season in ACC play against Notre Dame, has done it again. Lakota. Mishu now. Mishu. Ship is in a good area. Rolled it with the sole of his foot, but it was read beautifully by Maryland. Luke Mishu, Van de Castile now to Andrew O'Malley, who's also from nearby Westchester, Pennsylvania. 35th minute goal from Patrick Mullins is the difference. Odui Atson concedes the throw. It goes right into the Maryland section, but there's your game's goal scorer, who's got his name in lights right now, Patrick Mullins. Helped on by Beasler. Leon Brown has tied it up. Swiveled and hit it. Right into the side netting. What a response from Notre Dame.
And how often do we see long throw-ins, Glenn, become a set piece here? It's all about defending the set piece, and this is credit to Leon Brown staying effective. How quick is that turn? And then no mistake about it. Get that defender on your hip, turn, have a shot, great finish. And that puts Notre Dame right back into this ball game.
So a big piece here in the first half. Vince Cicerelli went to the locker room, the striker for Notre Dame injured. On came Leon Brown, normally in a substitute's role. And he has scored here to tie things up only 5 minutes later from Patrick Mullins' game-opening goal in the 35th. What a story it is for number 9, Leon Brown of Notre Dame, and they have tied things up. Sasho Surovsky has taken off Patrick Mullins and is talking to him on the sideline right now. Pace, top of the box. Jake Pace now. Here's Raley for Maryland. Cross is blocked. And there is Leon Brown. Ball driven into the box, and this will come back to Raley. Clips a good ball over the top. Alec Schinsky's header save as he dives to his right from Patrick Wall of Notre Dame.
Well, now you're starting to see Maryland have a little bit more success of getting to that end line. This is a great ball in from Raley, and Schinsky getting on the end of it. Good save from Patrick Wall. You're starting to see that back line of Notre Dame open up a little bit more, Glenn, when you get to that end line.
Leon Brown picking up goal number 5. And it was off the throw from Mishu. The header was flicked on by midfielder Nick Beasler. Of course, the brother of Matt Beasler of Sporting Kansas City, who just won the MLS Cup.
He just got married last night as well.
He got married, who's a U.S. national team member. Things are going good for the Beasler family these days.
They woke up at 6 a.m. in Kansas City, flew here, flight was canceled. I had everyone in the Beasler family tweeting me to tell the story, so there you go. Story's over. Congratulations, Matt, though.
The story not over yet for this man, though, Nick Beasler, because still a 1-1 draw here against Maryland. Overland Park, Kansas, where the Beaslers hail from. So Cicerelli has come back to the Notre Dame jet bench.
Just look at it's the life of being a goal scorer, staying alive, staying active, limited touches in the game, but then Patrick Mullins just being in the right spot at the right time, finishing it, and then it's reciprocated on the other end for Notre Dame. Listen, Leon Brown had no opportunity really to warm up in this game due to the early injury, but a great turn and a better finish.
Bobby Clarke, 68 years of age, 17 appearances for Scotland's national team. And in the 98 World Cup, the 1978 World Cup, was a backup for Scotland. Zach Steffen lining this up, easily collecting that one. Pankin lost it to Endo, and Beasler won it back. Odui Atsum knocked it forward. Beasler wins it again with some gritty work in midfield. Denke. And given away by Zach Steffen. Another long throw. Here's Brown. Again at the top of the box. Harrison Shipp now. Letitia. What a ball. It's pulled the center back out. Sonny Jane will knock it back. Raley. Sonny Jane into the box, headed away by Van de Castile. Second ball, Beasler. Swept it forward towards Brown. Here's Ship now. Ishu's making a run on the right. Great work from the right back to make himself available. He's going to knock it into the box. Half's going to come to an end here, though. 5-minute span where goals were traded. First in the 35th for Maryland, it was Patrick Mullins. 5 minutes later, that man, Leon Brown, would tie things up. Maryland and Notre Dame, a 1-1 draw here at PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Welcome back to the NCAA College Cup presented by Northwestern Mutual here on ESPNU. Maryland, a 1-1 draw with Notre Dame. 35th minute, Patrick Mullins. 5 minutes later, Leon Brown tying things up for Notre Dame. We just caught up moments ago with Notre Dame head coach Bobby Clarke. Bobby, just give us your initial thoughts here on the first half.
First half, it was a little bit scrappy. It's pretty windy out there. We were obviously playing into the wind the first half, so I thought when we got the game into their half, we looked quite dangerous. Although I felt we settled for sort of half crosses. You know, I think hopefully we can do a lot better in the second half. I think we've got to get the game into their half. We've got to connect a lot more, and we've got to just get ball speed and get playing again. But I felt the game was a little bit scrappy in the first half, and I think we can do better, but no doubt they'll maybe think the same.
Bobby, any update on the injury to Cicerelli, and more importantly, how does the game change with Leon Brown?
Yeah, Leon's a different player, obviously. He can hold the ball a little bit more. I think Vince, I think it's like a broken collarbone, so he's not coming back today. But Leon will give us something different. We often use Leon wide, but Leon can play high, can play underneath where high. He's a very versatile player. He's a very good player. So I think it'll be a slightly different look, but
Coach,
hopefully we can do.
Thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Bobby Clarke, the head coach of Notre Dame, a 1-1 draw here at halftime. Take a break. We'll come back with much more here on ESPNU. Looking for his third NCAA title. As a head coach, it would be Maryland's fourth overall. Notre Dame still seeking out their first. It's game on here in the second half. Your referee, Chico Grajeda. Two teams at the summit. Only one will remain here at the top of men's college soccer here. Lakawecki. Here's Mishu trying to get there. Big long touch. A wonderful little clipped-in pass there to Schinsky from the very talented Mikey Ambrose. Here's Ambrose now. Taylor, this left back, he has been outstanding from both an attacking and defensive standpoint.
Well, we saw it last year against Georgetown, if you recall. Remember, they wanted to play Taylor Kemp. They played him, but when Mikey Ambrose came into the game, they were a little bit more composure going forward. He's very confident in tight spots.
Metzger. Endo. Had that wonderful creative ball to Patrick Mullins for one of the goals against Virginia. Denke played it wide. Ambrose stops on a dime, but it's tackled away. Nice opportunity. Ambrose is called for the foul because Notre Dame was off and attacking. You would have to think this would bring out a yellow card, but it doesn't look like it will. Or will it? Wow, that robbed Notre Dame of a wonderful attacking posture.
I'm not sure Notre Dame deserves any calls after Patrick Hoden caught the ball on the goal line, Glenn. I think Chico Grajeda is just pretty much allowing these guys to play. Very similar to MLS Cup. If you remember, you could argue that Collins should have been that second card against Robbie Finley late in that second half. Worked in Sporting Kansas City's favor.
Played away by Endo. It'll be a throw-in now to Notre Dame. Max Lakawecki missed the first game out of Evansville, Indiana on the throw-in. Ankle injury. Otelli told me I'm going to be ready to go on Sunday, and that's exactly what happened. So he's back in the starting lineup. Connor Miller playing the entire 90 minutes in Notre Dame's victory over New Mexico in the left back position. There's O'Malley. He's going to go all the way home to Pat Wall. towards Brown. Metzger got up. Schinsky. He lost it. Here's Beasler now. It's a wonderful ball clipped into the left back area. Here's Ship, top of the box, has gotten turned, slips in a ball. Leon Brown, save! Steffen, and then cleaned up behind him by Maryland center backs. But what an attack there. And Harrison Ship getting on the ball at the top of the box. Mishu now. Blocked by Schinsky. Ship again. So dangerous on the turn. Van Castile nodding the header down safely. Here's Clarke now for Notre Dame. Boyd with some good energy here after a wonderful attack. After a long flighted ball from Nick Beasler. Metzger, Schinsky. Pass, every decision magnified in this national championship match. Harrison Ship. Patrick Hodan. Cuts left. Tries to get the shot off, blocked beautifully. Good defensive work there from Schinsky. And here's Nick Beasler knocking it back to Van Castile.
Notre Dame has come out this second half extremely hungry, active, getting numbers forward, Glenn. And you wonder about heavy legs now coming in. Obviously the final 36 hours from Friday. Notre Dame's come out from halftime very energetic.
Schuma. Still Schuma. O'Malley will clear it for Notre Dame. Shiloh Schuma almost got turned there gratuitously. And he's got 6 goals on the year. But I agree with you. I think Notre Dame seems the sharper team to start the second half. Offside flag is up. And Notre Dame has a lot of history, Taylor. A number of their alumni here to support their team.
Glenn, great story too. The first team from Notre Dame to qualify for the NCAAs is here today. 1988 captain John Guion and Patrick Murphy and others. And they're in support of Notre Dame, their university. Their support runs deep. Their head coach that year, Dennis Grace, passed away this July after a battle with cancer. But it's amazing the support Notre Dame has throughout their entire career.
And they were up there in section 128 here today. And boy, would they love to see Notre Dame win their first national title here today.
So many schools live on their alum, but you'd argue that Notre Dame is easily in the top 3 of this country, where their alum just spread all over the world.
Schinsky got past Clarke. Schuma. That one is hung up, and Pat Wall showing some range off his line. Small in stature, but commands the penalty area very well. And with clouds covering over PPL Park here in Chester, Pennsylvania, all of a sudden you can really feel the temperature dropping here. You get some wind off the Delaware River as well. Here's Mishu. Good work from Atisha to win it back. Schinsky. Now it's Ambrose. Schinsky drives it long. Mullins is trying to get there. Was tied up by O'Malley. Notre Dame will get a throw. Commodore Barry Bay Bridge right behind here, just providing the perfect backdrop to PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Glenn Davis alongside Taylor Twellman. Again, the clock ticks down in the college game. You can re-enter once if you're subbed out here in the second half. The Men's College Cup, the national championship at stake here between two very storied programs, Maryland and Notre Dame.
This game has slowed down tremendously, Glenn, particularly for University of Maryland going forward.
Schinsky.
Plays like this, win the ball in the midfield, and then they basically only have one or two options going forward. Very slow in transition.
Who does that favor, if any?
Well, this is right up Notre Dame's alley. When you can set up your 2 blocks of 4 defensively, you have your back 4, and then in front of them the midfield 4. I think when the game opens up a little bit more, that plays in Maryland's favor for sure, and that's in the transition game, because we saw it against Virginia. Those 2 goals from Mullins came off of turnovers, quickly turning it in the midfield, getting it forward, and then looking for Mullins over the top.
Amanda Castile won it. Now, Patrick Mullins seems to me not as mobile here today, Taylor, as he was on Friday night.
In fairness to the players, Glenn, they played Friday night. This is why I go back to that. The semifinals need to be Thursday night. So now, when heavy legs start to set in as a player, I always felt like you want to limit how effective your runs are. If you run around with your head cut off the entire game, you're going to tire quicker. And in a game like this, if you're a center forward like Mullins, who's effective when he gets that 1 or 2 opportunities, then he needs to be effective with his runs. How good is Endo when that ball turns over in tight spots?
So good.
Just so quick.
And
He's like chasing a chicken.
have you ever done that?
Yeah, I have. Never really caught a chicken.
He's got a great range of passing skills. Here he is off the set piece. This time it's headed away by Beasler of Notre Dame.
He's just so, his low center of gravity, he's so quick in tight spots. Technically, Endo's first touch is very clean, very sound, but then it's the quick change of pace in those tight spots that make him very effective.
Metzger's header. Ambrose, speaking of good play in tight areas, left back for Maryland. Schinsky is going direct towards Schuma. O'Malley wins the header, but Schuma's going to get there. Second ball in possession now to Maryland. Ambrose. Mullins. Could not get turned. Marked tightly by Van de Castile. This one's going to drop here. It's going to spin towards Mullins.
That is a great play from
Super
goalkeeper
play
Patrick Wall.
from Patrick Wall. So aware.
Because, Glenn, the moment as a goalkeeper, you have to commit, and then you have to play the spin of the ball. His commitment, his reaction, that was right on top of it.
He's incredibly quick off his line. He showed that in the ACC tournament. Very brave goalkeeper, Patrick Wall, for Notre Dame. Long throw coming now from Michoud. That's how they scored their first goal, Notre Dame. This time it's defended well by Maryland. Maryland at times going a little bit more direct here. And Patrick Mullins does look to be a bit fatigued here at times, as are others. Shipp seems very active still and has gotten on the ball more. Here's Harrison Shipp now, trying to sweep a pass into the path of Lakawecki. Shipp again. He has been more active, clips it into the box. It's over the head of that run from Patrick Hodan. NCAA women's volleyball coverage continues with the national semifinals Thursday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. For more information on the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championships, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 89 NCAA championships. Ship plays it wide. Evan Pankin now for Notre Dame. He just seems the more hungry, more lively of the two teams here in the second half. Pankin is fouled. Patrick Hodan, 27. Harrison Ship, number 10 for Notre Dame. It'll be Ship to take the set piece. Box is loaded up. O'Malley's in there, so is Van de Castile. Swung in. It's a good-looking ball. The header's in. It's O'Malley. It's Notre Dame. It's 2-1 now in the national championship game.
And Notre Dame 100% has earned their play in the second half and earned this goal. It's all about the service from Ship. That line from Maryland defensively is too deep in front of Stephan. But your job is to in-swing this just with a little bit of pace and allow your runners to get on the end of it. Good finish from the senior Andrew O'Malley. But what a ball from Harrison Ship.
Third goal of the year for Andrew O'Malley, but none may be bigger. It is 2-1. And Maryland, who has found ways to win this year, has got a real challenge here against Notre Dame. O'Malley wins the header, top of the box. It's Endo. Stumbles to the ground, no call. Maryland fans want one, but they're not going to get that.
How big of a non-penalty handball red card is that, Glenn, in the first half?
Certainly it's debatable, and there's no doubt about it. It would have changed this game dramatically.
But Notre Dame's come out since halftime and just dominated.
Schinsky weaving, trying to whip one in there. Jake Pace has now come on for Maryland. Here's Ambrose. The far post. Good looking cross. There is O'Malley, your goal scorer. Jake Pace was at that far post. Here's Ship. And Maryland right now hopes to get a real boost from Jake Pace coming on here. They're going to get a corner. They just did get a boost as Pace looks towards the fans. As Maryland fans trying to lift Sasha Sarovsky and the Terrapins. Endo to take the corner. Schinsky got a head on it. It'll be a goal kick. Let's go back to the goal that put Notre Dame up.
Well, and in big games, you want your two seniors to show up in big moments, and that is exactly what Ship and O'Malley did.
Wow, Schinsky didn't even go up with him.
But how often do you see in cup finals, Glenn, where set pieces become a huge factor? And we've seen that tonight. All three goals coming off of set pieces.
2 off corners, 1 off a long throw-in. Harrison Ship with pressing play. The captain, senior, trying to lead his team. Bobby Clarke, the Notre Dame coach, looking for his first ever national championship. quick look there of Macias Atisha from Falls Church, Virginia, but another set piece for Notre Dame, and it's Harrison Shipp to take it. Tri-captain, Major League Soccer bound likely. The real leader of this Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. Another good ball. Pace got ahead on it. It's headed back in, but easily handled by Zach Steffen. But a second ball looked threatening. Evan Pankin got his head on it. Schinsky's foul. Quick restart. Ambrose to Metzger. Luke Michoud from Knoxville, Tennessee. Ambrose, direct ball, Pace making a run, headed away by Van de Castile. Second ball, playing away from pressure beautifully was Evan Pankin. Shipp gets hammered, headed away by Maryland. Shipp is still down. It looked like Odui Atsum fell on him after the initial contact, so this is not a good sign for Notre Dame here, who have already lost Vince Cicerelli. Right across the knees and the legs.
I think lucky to not have a foul called as well. Odui Atsum went right through Harrison Shipp. I just feel like the second half it's been too predictable from Maryland. Lacking ideas, the game hasn't been wide open. They like it when their midfield's running all around Metzger in front of that back four, giving some space to Mullins up front. It's just been too predictable.
So look at Bobby Clarke. Once as a goalkeeper for Aberdeen in Scotland, he had 1,155 scoreless minutes. Schinsky is trying to scoop it in behind him. Mullins, Atisha. Metzger plays it wide. Endo now. Tsubasa Endo beats one, lays it back. They'll get it over, and it comes. Whoa, missed it. Headed away by Van de Castile. What an opportunity for Maryland. Maybe this is what gives him a little confidence.
Anything now coming forward, though, from Maryland is coming from Endo.
Endo to take the corner. Box is loaded up. It's zonally defended by Maryland. They're claiming a handball again. Shot here across the face of goal and cleared. It'll be another corner. Maryland's claiming there was a handball. Player down now.
This ball hit his hand.
It's Van de Castile.
Endo's been so dangerous on his set pieces. That ball hit him. That hit Kikuta right in the hand. Now the question is, did the ball play the hand there, Glenn?
Van de Castile is down.
I mean, I'm watching this. Kikuta's hand's in a natural position. Ooh, boy.
Boy, Metzger was lining it up. We've seen that call.
I don't think there's any question about it. For me, it's a handball. You look at it initially, his hand's on his side, and it looks like it's in a natural position, but then it comes up unnaturally in front of him. The luck of the Fighting Irish is here today.
Endo. to the back post. Headed away by O'Malley. Ticking down towards 23 minutes left in this one. Maybe a day where non-penalty calls will be a part of the discussion after we crown a national champion. This takes a deflection. Leon Brown is down. Bobby Clarke is up off the bench. Ball clipped forward now. All of a sudden this game getting stirred up. Jake Pace knocked it back. Here's Atisha now for Maryland.
Yeah, but the game getting stirred up now plays into Maryland's hands, Glenn. Now the momentum, the pace of the game's picked up.
Pace on the right side. And a miss hit ball with Jake Pace in the box.
Well, we showed the cross from Endo on the corner, but it was the play right before. Listen, Patrick Mullins splits the two center backs from Notre Dame. He's in a great position. You're not going to see Mullins miss many opportunities like that. Mullins beat Patrick Wall to that ball. Unlucky.
And you pointed out, Taylor, that Tsubasa Endo really has been the creative idea man today for Maryland. Freshman sensation Jabari Parker and 8th-ranked Duke are on ESPNU tomorrow night at 7 Eastern as they host the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs at Cameron Indoor Stadium. That's tomorrow on ESPNU at 7 Eastern. It's also live on Watch ESPN. Endo. Metzger keeps it moving out wide here now. Ambrose. Wonderful two-way player from Frisco, Texas. Schinsky's ball, not a good one. Endo was in a good pocket of space there. So all of a sudden Notre Dame seems to be fighting for their lives here. Maryland have upped the tempo. Endo. Atisha. Rayleigh will get a crossover. The header over the top. A Mullins sighting in around the 6-yard box.
Finally, Maryland's getting the play out wide that they wanted in the first half, and it's coming from Endo tucking inside, and then Rayleigh overlapping. He's delivered two great crosses into Patrick Mullins here, but now with Jake Pace into this game, Mullins running off of him, those deliveries become more dangerous. They will be a problem for Notre Dame.
So Leon Brown has had to come off, and coming on for Notre Dame is number 25, Brandon Aubrey, a freshman from Plano, Texas. How about that for significant minutes for a freshman? Mishu. Ball into the box. Stephan has come off his line. And be careful because Harrison Shipp in and around that penalty area. Schinsky. Took a deflection off Pace, goes back to the goalkeeper Pat Wall. Notre Dame has survived that flurry of pressure, it seems, from Maryland for the moment. Lakota last touches it. It'll be a throw-in to the Terrapins. And fans, today's winning team will receive 60 points toward their school's quest for the Capital One Cup. For more information, log on to ESPN.com/Capital One Cup. Ambrose Schinsky, wow. What a turn from Schinsky. All of a sudden he's got acres of space here. And he plays a wonderful ball wide. Endo is backing in Notre Dame. Gets a cross off. Headed away by O'Malley. Still loose in the box. Mullen's trying to get turned. And he is so dangerous with his body. Harrison Shipp again widening out the game, but a wonderful sweeping tackle from Ambrose here. Schinsky, who's got a lot of space here on the left side. Schinsky.
It's just been too much, though. Too much from Alec Schinsky in those tight spots. He's gotten in those tight spots in the first half. He got in dangerous spots getting to the end line, but it's been his final decision making that hasn't been sharp today.
Player trying to do maybe too much.
Yeah, and I think when you get in those spots and you've got Notre Dame chasing the game a little bit, it's better, it's more effective to play two-touch, play into your center forward's feet, and then run off them and use that speed that you have. Just look at this Maryland team right now being very direct, lumping it forward, trying to play off of Jake Pace. Bring on a Shuma, bring on a Jane, bring on some guys that are dynamic, maybe a little bit more energy in their legs, that haven't played enough minutes, that can change this game pace-wise.
Sasho Sarovsky. 8 College Cup appearances in the last 16 years, and Shuma comes off the bench. Schinsky comes out. But you do get the sense there's been an over-reliance today on Tsubasa Endo.
Yeah, he has found those spots, but now I think with Shuma coming in, maybe you play Shuma on the right and move Endo on the left, and maybe change the game a little bit for Endo. Now he can come in on the left side, tuck inside with his right foot, maybe change the dynamic of the team going forward.
And that's where he is. He's kind of positioning to the left now. Maryland off the free kick. The box is loaded up. Wall is going to come off his line and handle it easily.
You can't play a ball inside the 18 where the goalkeeper is, what, 5'8"?
Aubrey won the header. Harrison Shipp wins the second one. Ambrose is going to knock it forward. Lakota. Less than 15 minutes left. Notre Dame working on their first ever national championship in men's college soccer. Mishu. Been reconfigured as Jake Pace wins it. Atisha's got pressure from behind. Not going to get out of there. He gets doubled up by Klakota and Beasler.
Those two have been so good in this College Cup.
Here's Klakota, top of the box. Klakota trying to get in off his line of Steffen. Klakota became a one-man show after winning the ball in midfield, and both he and Steffen are down now.
But Notre Dame's success defensively, of course the back four has been the same for the last 2 years, but Klakota and Beasler in front of them are so stable. Always in the right spot at the right times, winning those balls, then getting forward, catching the team in transition. This is a great win from Nick Beasler, but then it's the pass out of pressure that gets Notre Dame going forward.
back four would love to have Clarke and Beasler as a shield in front of them. This makes your life so much easier. Clarke is off right now. Zach Steffen. And the urgency will have to be up by Maryland here.
When you talk about those central midfield plays, they've been a staple of what Bobby Clarke has done. Think of the players he's had in his career. Simon Elliott, Dylan Powers. He's had some great center midfielders playing in front of his back four.
That wonderful New Zealand connection he had, because he was once the manager of the New Zealand national team, Bobby Clarke. Akaweki to Ship. Metzger. Does Maryland have it in them to get back into this one? Down 2-1. Pace. Wonderful switch of play here, and it's led to this. There's space. Hodan, who has scored in 6 straight games, 4 of those NCAA games. Endo, Atisha, Metzger. But again, Notre Dame comfortably getting back behind the ball here again.
And now you're starting to see the effect of tired legs up front with Patrick Mullins, because in the semifinal versus Virginia, and even in the first half a little bit, when Maryland would break, they would play into Mullins' feet. I don't think Mullins has seen the ball at all this entire second half.
And he pulled that into a great space, so this time. Patrick Mullins cleared. Just a little dropped off 3 or 4 yards into a wonderful pocket. Here's Endo. Endo's shot is blocked by Beasler, who's had a workmanlike effort in midfield today for Notre Dame. Ambrose's cross repelled by Van de Castile. Metzger's foul. Free kick. Maryland in dangerous area now. It is the 5th meeting all time between these two teams. They both shared the ACC regular season title with identical records of 7-1-3. Very little separates these two teams, but right now it's 1 goal. Ambrose, that's good looking delivery. Driven back in. Hodan clears it for Notre Dame. Driven out of play. A season-long journey comes to an end as Mount Union and Wisconsin Whitewater meet in Salem, Virginia to decide the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl, the NCAA Division III Championship, presented by Northwestern Mutual, Friday at 7 Eastern on ESPNU. Schinsky on for Endo, Brown for Aubrey for Notre Dame.
I'm not sure Endo's going to be out of the game that long.
You would think not. Steffen will drive it towards Jake Pace. Schinsky running off him. Dewey at some. That time Mullins got into a little pocket of space, cleared by Patrick Wall of Notre Dame. Ship with a wonderful touch. Leon Brown. Leon Brown, for a moment, looked like he was in behind, struggled with it. Leon Brown again. Knocks it back to Michoud. Pankin. Make that Hodan. Shot is blocked by Ship. It'll be a corner for Notre Dame. It'll kill valuable time as we're under 9 minutes left in this one. They are beginning to taste the national championship. It will not come easy, though, in the final minutes here. Off the corner. Ball is loose and swept across the face of goal. Nobody attacked it for Maryland.
It's really been the storyline of this final, Glenn, is set-piece defending has really hurt both teams. Just sloppy defending. That ball's landing inside the 6-yard box with nothing from Maryland.
But you make a good point, Taylor, because many times we see these national championship games come down to set pieces based on fatigued players. Endo now. Endo's going to let fly. That one's off the mark. It left his foot quickly.
And now Sasha changes the formation of Maryland, taking off Dinka and bringing on Endo, and there really will be left with 3 in the back. This kid's been special. Endo's been very good in the semifinal, and he's been pretty much the only option in the midfield going forward for Maryland tonight.
Maryland's last loss was on October 19th, 4-3 to Wake Forest. And if Patrick Mullins wants to add to his legacy, he may just come to life now. Player down for Maryland in midfield. Shuma is down for Maryland, who have all their attacking weapons on now. Clock is stopped with 6 minutes and 57 seconds left. That's how far away Bobby Clarke is. Patrick Mullins could lead back Maryland for Sasha Sarovsky. Reminder that if you'd like to see exclusive coverage of the 2013 Men's College Cup Trophy ceremonies, we'll have that on ESPN3. This one squared into the box. Patrick Wall, good clean handling and goal for Notre Dame. Brown. Jake Pace now. They swing it wide here to Schinsky. Schinsky's got Ambrose trying to get past him. It's still Schinsky to the end line. And Schinsky stood up. Very important tackle from Michoud. Metzger to Ambrose. Pace is pulling away. Jake Pace can't control it. Ball hit behind him. Hodan. And a wise decision. And as explosive as Maryland is, the goal could come out of nowhere. Mullins. Little run here to the end line that's earned them a corner. Pace is a target. Endo comes to take it. The box is being loaded up by Maryland right in front of their fans. Endo delivers. Wall initially came off his line. Headed away by Van de Castile of Notre Dame. It'll be another corner for Maryland. Tenth corner of the game for the Terrapins. Endo hustling over to take it. And again, Notre Dame defending these corners in a zonal manner. Pace moving towards the near post. Here's a delivery from Endo. Headed away by Brown. Atisha. Ambrose. Schinsky.
It hasn't been there for Schinsky tonight. Mishu's done a great job defending one-on-one, and particularly right in front of him. Hodan's putting in the work, and Pankin.
Boy, what a tackle from Raley. Perfectly timed. Schinsky. Metzger. Ambrose. Atisha. They swing it wide on the right now. 4 players in the box for Maryland. To the near post. Endo couldn't get there. Cleared by Notre Dame. Less than 4 minutes left in this one from a first ever national championship. If Notre Dame can hang on. Comes in the box again. And it's overhit, easily handled by Patrick Wall, who has been calm and composed today. Mullins flicks on the header. Here's Pace now trying to get there. Van de Castile is over for Notre Dame. Less than 3 minutes left now. It's 2-1 Notre Dame. Schinsky's touch. Again too long. Allows a defender to come in and make a tackle. Clipped in again. Headed away by O'Malley. Throw in Maryland. We're trying to find a goal here to tie things up. O'Malley right now has the game-winning goal for Notre Dame. Stephan is off his line now for Maryland. We're having to resort to the long ball in a time of urgency here. Here's Schinsky now. He has not had the best of luck as of late off the dribble. Endo tries to play it in. He's going to earn a free kick. Wow. It's a handball just outside the 18 here. Clarke. And it sets up what is a very, very dangerous set piece. Clock still ticking now.
But keep in mind, no extra time, Glenn, in the college game. So the longer you take here, the more effective you have to get a chance out of this if you're the University of Maryland here.
Clock still ticking. Endo and Mullins stand over it. It will be Mullins. His blast is way wide. Now, Notre Dame is only 1 minute and 18 seconds away from a national championship.
And Notre Dame's done very well to stay in this game, but a big storyline of this College Cup final will be these 2 non-calls from Chico Grajeda. That is a huge one in the first half, and then in the second one, a questionable non-call. But again, the luck of the Fighting Irish, they've hung in there and scored 2 big goals.
Less than 1 minute left here. Maryland have to get it forward. Stephan will drive the long ball towards Jake Pace. Running off him is Metzger. Atisha. Metzger. Towards the end line. He's hoping to earn a corner. Less than 30 seconds left. Leon Brown, who scored the first goal in this game for Notre Dame. Should have taken that to the corner flag, lost it. It's flicked on. 10 seconds left for Notre Dame. It's a first ever national championship. The Fighting Irish Well, for the first time in their history, they are the 2013 NCAA Men's College Soccer National Champions. It's the first national title for one of college soccer's greats, Bobby Clarke. 68 years of age, so dedicated to the college game. And he wins his first national title as a coach.
And Glenn, you think about the heartbreak last year for Notre Dame. They were the #1 seed in the tournament. They get upset versus Indiana, and we've heard all weekend long about that being the inspiration, the root of everything, the blood, sweat, and tears during the summer. It makes holding up that trophy that much more special for those players and particularly those seniors.
It was a come-from-behind win. A 35th minute goal from Mullins, a 40th minute goal from Leon Brown to tie it. Then in the second half, Andrew O'Malley. Any final thoughts, Taylor?
This was fun. Big one, but I will say this, nothing to take away from that national championship. It's still amazing to me that in a big game like that, the referees' calls, non-calls were not on par with the game.
That'll do it here from People